Okay, we're good. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, thank you so much for this morning. For those of you that weren't, because we met in a smaller group to really talk about the priorities related to the insurance pool and better understand some of those things. And it was really, really helpful for our team to hear what, what are the concerns of members and where are those pinch points and those costs for folks, because ultimately our interest is in trying to close that gap for people. We want people to have access to high quality healthcare and to not have that come at a significant price to their pocketbook at the end of the day. That's a benefit that we want to be able to provide. So what we're passing back is, so what we did is go back to our last pass, which with the financials that we had kind of configured, and look at it and say, okay, how much would it cost to achieve some of those goals that you described? We have a renewed, we've said it before, kind of an apprehension or a concern about creating a big apparatus around a pool, right? We don't have as much of a concern about trying to address your concerns about cost. Like, that's where we're really trying to dig in and address those issues.
Yeah.
So there isn't pool language in this, but what we are coming back with is increasing significantly the district's contribution to the insurance plans, so that we believe that would enable your members as a whole, for the most part, to access all of the plans, including potentially even like the Big Daddy, the Cadillac. The delta there now is close to about $80.
Yeah, the plan, the top plan in MOTA is $19.55 a month, and what we're proposing is $18.75, so it's about $80 difference is all.
Now, the only other, there's two other changes that you will see from our last pass in here, because we had to pay for it somehow.
Sure.
And so the two things that we adjusted were the addition of the step 9 that we had previously looked at in a previous package, right? In this package, that's not in there. To help pay for it. The other thing that we changed slightly is the COLA. So our last package was a 332. This is a 322 to try to find those funds to be able to cover more of those costs and put more of that money into the insurance piece for folks.
Okay.
The rest of the stuff that was in here in terms of the longevity and all the other things that were in here from our last pass, those are all the same.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, I think that's it. I mean, we did have a lot of great discussions about pools and stuff. I mean, we agree there's many ways to do this. It doesn't have to be a pool. That's just what we came up with, right?
Yeah.
So we'll take a look at this. I appreciate the offer back so we can have those discussions and see what our team thinks, and we'll check in with you about 11:30 to give you an idea where we're at. Does that make sense?
Sounds good.
Okay,
Yep.
can you send this to
Sounds
me
perfect.
digitally, Marissa?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
Digital,
thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, please. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so you'll see here, and I apologize for the two-tone. I hit green because we're in this bundle. We're agreeing to drop the asks on the first page here. That's why it's.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did the two-tone, but that's okay.
Yeah,
if you
we
go
did.
down to the second part here, it says effective July 1st, 2026. You'll see here reflected. It's in blue because it's a change, but the step 9 you already seen before. That's why it's in yellow still. 1% above the prior step, which would be step 8. And then down below, you'll see where we captured the 3% that you offered in your last bundle there. I think the next change is the insurance article. Everything else, I believe, we're lined up on. And just because it was a little easier for our people to read, I split out the old amount and the new amounts, they could see exactly, you know, it was very clear what you guys were doing.
Hey, Hobie, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
On that first,
Is it that it says 2?
it says 2 and then it has 1 in parentheses.
I thought I'd get away with that because Brandon's not here, dang it.
Yeah, no, sorry.
No,
So
no,
it's 1.
I changed it, we caught that after we printed them,
Okay.
rather than kill a bunch of trees, we changed it in the digital version I'll send to you.
Okay, that's cool.
But it is 1%.
Just clarifying.
Nope, that's, yeah, it's,
Okay,
I did
that
that.
makes sense.
All right, and then if you go to the insurance, like I said, we split it out so you can see the old amount and the new amount, so people are really clear about what happened there, and show what you guys are offering, which we appreciate. So I crossed out the rest, the increase forever, because you'll see later at the end of the agreement that we want to reopen to do the last 2 years of the agreement, once we have more facts, you know. So that's why you see.
That's just a 1 year.
That's just a 1 year there, just like the wages, it's just a 1 year, okay? And then I think we're all good until we get to 17. And then there, we tried to kind of even things out for the different groups here, and kind of your argument plus 1 really on
So
the,
fast, hold on.
oh, sorry.
Where are you at?
Yeah,
Oh, holidays.
Yeah,
Okay.
holidays, sorry, 17
No, you're
holidays, yeah. And you had offered up Thanksgiving Day, so we're countering with Thanksgiving and the Friday following Thanksgiving, however, they would fold into the second and third year,
Okay.
Okay.
not next year. And then it kind of is even for everybody through the rest of them. And that's illustrated down in 7 and 8 down there below.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. And then I think you go a bunch more pages until you get to, so you'll just follow it all the way down to see adjustments to previous positions. It's on the bottom of a, do I have a number on this page? I do not, so. I think it's after your holidays, you keep going.
It's in the RIF, towards the end of the.
Yeah, towards the end of the
reduction.
RIF, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
way, there you go,
Yeah.
the 25, whatever that
It's,
is.
yeah, second to last page from the last.
Yeah, and what you're seeing there is, I know I believe that we're in agreement on the facilities coordinator. We had put forward to bump that slightly, the HVAC from Q to Q1. The reason being is I actually went back and looked at this too, and there is a fair amount of stuff that you guys have him doing that's not his job description. And I know they could be removed, but then we would have to pay somebody to do it, right? So it just doesn't make sense from, at least from my point of view, why we would do that. This seems like it would be a more succinct way to do it, but we're showing you this, you've already seen it, that's why it's in yellow, so it's not new. And then the only other change, if you scroll down 22, I think we're good on, and 28, we're good on everything except for, in blue there you'll see, and I'll read it just for everybody in the video. The contract shall be opened in the spring of 2026 to Bargain Economics, although this should say 27. Drat.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Drat. I'm gonna go back in time. All right, it's
Okay.
changed on the electronic copy I'll send you. So it should say, the contract shall be opened in spring of 2027 to Bargain Economics and one language article only for the 2 remaining years of the CBA.
Okay.
And then that's it. That's our counter.
Can I ask Vance
Absolutely.
to elaborate on what he feels like he's doing that are out of range duties? Like, can he tell me more
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah. So when I was hired, I was told that the boiler work and the chiller work would continue to be contracted out and that
Okay.
they would eventually want to bring that in-house. So as Lauren made it through his progression, towards the end of that, I was starting to do the boiler work. We were pulling permits, doing our own stuff, and then when Jeff came in, that continued. And the chiller, other than the annual service and major repairs to it, I've done all of the repairs to those over the last probably 6 years. I've been here 10 years. So that would be like anything electrical with controls on that, not building automation controls, actually controls to the chiller. Those are 2 different things.
Not the computer part of it,
Not
but
the
the
computer
actual,
part
yeah,
of it,
I
right?
got it, yeah.
The actual mechanical part of
Yeah.
it.
So last year when it broke down, you were the one fixed it, like in the summer, right before school?
Well, I think it broke down 3 times last
It
year.
did, yes.
Twice I fixed it. One time we did have to have a contractor come in. They have to pull out like 150 pounds of refrigerant.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
to do
that's a
that.
lot.
Yeah, work that's not safe for our folks unless they've had the hazardous training, or the hazardous materials training, right? The other thing too is that I'll just let you know that, just as a side note, like, a lot of the districts I have that do the boiler work, they really do have somebody, they either have somebody completely that does that, that's part of their job, right? That's full, like Lincoln County, I think, does it that way. And, but they usually don't have a straight up HVAC person doing it. It's just not, I just haven't seen that. It may exist somewhere in the state, but the groups that I work with, I have not seen that. Even the guy that does it down here is not an HVAC gentleman. Boiler is his thing, and they add a few other things, right? So it is, because it usually takes a different level of skill to deal with that. I'm sure it probably took him 6 years to get fluent in speaking cooler and boiler, right? So like I said, when I looked at it, I was like, oh, okay, because it helped me to understand better what we were talking about and why there should be a difference, so.
So like when you sent me a Cascades contract, so I kind of went through to see, and they didn't have an HVAC specialist. I went and reviewed Dallas. Dallas does have an HVAC person, but Dallas also does some project management and construction, some different things. He has kind of a different job. His job description is different than Vance's.
Yeah.
So do you want to caucus and talk about it more?
Yeah, the other thing I would say
Okay.
is that I see that too with the HVAC. I see a lot of different kind of things. I just haven't seen boiler coolant work with I just haven't seen that combination, right?
Yeah.
So, but you know, when he hired on, kind of our argument is when he hired on to do this job, and they added these things, which makes sense. It saves you money from bringing those guys out here to do it, right? Because they usually aren't cheap, you know, to come out and visit you for the day. But that's kind of the part we're talking about. That's the piece that's really changed, and that's really what we're focusing on with that. So, because if you just have somebody who just does boiler work, it's way more than Q1 or Q is. So,
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I guess we probably need to go chat.
sure,
Thank you.
fair enough. Yep, appreciate it.
Okay.
I thought he already started.
Oh, I told him. Yeah, I told him. He's good. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. All right, Ron, the keeper of the extras. There you go.
No, listen.
Okay. Thank you so much for your last pass. I think we are getting so very close in this work, so thank you for sticking with it. So in this pass, what we're passing back to you is, you'll see that we have accepted the language around adding a step 9 with the increase being 1% above step 8 to begin in year 1 of the contract. We did stick with a 322. We really feel like the certainty of having those numbers locked in is, you know, especially with the potential for some financial downturn, is a good thing. We then added the additional holiday that you had requested, the day after Thanksgiving, on the same timeline that you had in your proposal.
Oh, so you're jumping ahead a little. Sorry.
Oh, I wasn't going in order. I was just
so
reading my list.
Yeah, she's
Sorry,
That's all
I'm
right.
going down my list. I apologize.
That's all right.
So if I'm going in order, there
Spoiler
was
alert.
the step 9, the 322, and then here, I'll do better. At the end of that article, what we inserted was an agreement to move the HVAC position to kind of a new column that splits the difference between Q1, or Q and Q1. Do you want to speak a little bit to this part?
Let me remind myself.
No, that's okay.
Sorry.
And so we've included in there kind of the rates, and then we've attached the job description that it would, yeah, okay.
So the rate that's placed there is what the assumed 25, 26 rate would be. It's the middle point between Q and Q1. So it's not some random weird calculation. It's just a middle point between those two numbers.
Okay.
And then there is a job description that is an addition to your packets. That's the job description that kind of passed back and forth in March.
Okay. All right, we'll take a look at that. Thank you.
No, that's okay. You're fine. In Article 4, we adopted your cross-out of the additional 2 years on the insurance, so it speaks to year 1 at 1875. And then what you'll see is in the back end, so.
Well, before we get there,
Yes.
this was pointed out to me in our committee, we missed this under 1C.
Yeah,
Obviously, the first sentence there probably needs to be struck out because, you know, it's now, the amount increased to 500 for that year. That's where we're at currently. I just
okay.
missed it, and I
Oh,
noticed
yeah,
you guys
that-
missed it too.
Yeah,
One of our
that's
members
correct.
caught it,
Yeah,
so,
is 500.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Just making sure we know that's a thing,
Okay.
So
so,
we'd really strike out the sentence, this amount will increase to.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, and change the 400 to a 500.
Yeah, that's been an error the whole time.
Yeah,
Okay, nice.
somebody literally just pointed it out on my side.
Yeah.
I've been missing it too.
I saw it earlier,
Yeah.
like on day one.
Right.
Great. So yes, so you'll see that the language is increasing the district's contribution to 1875 in the first year. And then we'll get to it on the back end where some reopener language is around insurance.
Okay.
Then I believe the next piece that we picked up was in Article 17, the holidays, where we picked up your language around adding the Friday following Thanksgiving and when that will be incorporated into the calendar. And then moving forward to the last piece, which is in Article 28. So, so we would propose, since we're proposing a 322, we would propose the parties reopen the contract in the spring of 2027 to bargain Article 41A, the district insurance contribution, and then also a language article. We picked up that piece from your reopener on that part.
We understand you have some angst over the OEB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we thought that would help with that.
Okay. All right, yeah, we'll take a look at this and, or what time we got here? Let's see here. It is 3 o'clock, so why don't you give us about 30 minutes?
Okay.
And then we'll check in with you and see where we're at.
Okay.
All right. So, we took your advice and we didn't kill another tree. We just added the bullet point that says this includes the last district's bundle.
Yeah.
With the augmentations here, which is the 2.5 COLA the second year instead of the 2 that was in the bundle. And that me and your attorney would figure out some trigger language to put in the contract in case we hit the big time and get some good money from the state that we're not expecting.
I'm waiting for
So
that.
if that's acceptable to you guys, then I think we're done.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you need to caucus or?
No.
No,
Okay.
no, I think we're fine. Yeah.
No.
I think
All right, well, congratulations, everybody.
Yeah,
Good work.
Thank you.
all done.
It's definitely been a journey.
Yeah, it was a journey. Yeah.
All right,